Hi there, this is Paula Jones from Coach Class at mycoachclass.co.uk, and what I want to talk to you about today is starting off creating a product or service using ADDIE. ADDIE is an acronym which we're going to go through in a moment, and it's a development methodology. And as you may know, I started out my career as a trainer nearly 2 decades ago, and I've created and developed many courses over the years, and ADDIE was the development methodology that I used to make sure that I didn't skip any steps and to make sure that it was a successful program. You might be thinking, well, what's that got to do with me, because I'm just putting out a product on the internet for my clients to go through. The difference though between an okay product or a mediocre product and a really great product is the thought that goes behind it, and it's the understanding of the people that are going to be using your product, and also a little bit of knowledge of how you can get this knowledge across in a way that inspires, makes your users want to go through this product, and ensures that there is maximum learning transfer, because this is what this is really about. It's not just putting together a product that looks nice, it's putting together a product that looks fantastic and does the job that it sets out to do. So whatever objectives you have for this, you ensure that those objectives are met by using the correct methodology. So if you're feeling a bit scared or turned off by this at this point, don't worry. It's a really simple methodology to follow. It's absolutely common sense as well, and you'll probably be doing this without even realising it. But if you go through this methodology, it will make sure that you don't miss any important steps out, and that you're also putting together a product that really is about transfer of learning rather than just a product that people are going to buy. So ADDIE, what is ADDIE about? Well, ADDIE firstly asks you to analyse what it is that you're doing. And when you analyse, what you analyse for is there a need for your product? So I'm hoping that you've done some research, but if you haven't, go out and research, ask your potential client what they want. Find out if there really is a need for your product, or is it something that you would like to provide, but you haven't really done the groundwork to find out if it's what people want. So there is the old idea there that you sell people what they want and then give them what they need, and actually that's really true. And you think about coaching, for example. People don't want coaching. What they want is the end result. I'm also a hypnotherapist, and nobody comes to me actually wanting hypnotherapy. But what they want is to feel better. They want their phobia to disappear, and in their phobia disappearing, it means that their lives open up a little bit. So, for example, if somebody's got a phobia of flying, what they're thinking is not, do you know what, I'll go to Paula and have some hypnotherapy. What they're thinking is, if I can get rid of this phobia, I can take that holiday that I really need, and I can relax, and I can come back feeling great, and I can do it all over again next year. So that's the real deal there. And when I'm creating my own services for hypnotherapy, that's what I've got in the back of my head. It's not hypnotherapy is great and it will solve all your problems. It's what is it actually going to do for my clients? So analyse that, analyse the need for this particular product. Make sure it's not just something that you would love to provide, and it's not something that you've assumed that your clients might want. We get very hung up on these great ideas and think, do you know what, I'll put together X, Y, and Z. And X, Y, and Z sound absolutely fantastic, but if it's just something we want to do and that our clients are not really bothered about, then it's going to fall at the first offence. So do your analysis. So absolutely the first step, you must do your analysis. And then we have a look at the design. So when we're going into design, it's how are we going to create this product? What is it that you want this product to look like, sound like? Is it going to be a set of worksheets and some MP3s? when I was designing courses, particularly before the internet got really big, it would be about creating a workbook, a set of trainer notes, and the exercises that go along with that. And at each point, just making sure that it fulfills a learning objective, or it tests out a new skill, or it introduces something new, and then we get to practice it. But it's looking at the overall thing. It's a real top-down view of what you're going to do. How is this going to look? What is the user experience going to be? Once you've decided on those, then you can start the development, and the development is the real nuts and bolts work of this. So it's once you've decided what the format's going to be and what it's going to look like, as you start actually creating this. So creating it, creating the worksheets, excuse me, creating any workbooks that you have, any MP3s, any downloads, all of those things start to come together and start to form the basis of your course or your product. And there are loads of different ways that you can go into development. And I find that my teddy bear is my trusted companion as far as this goes, because I sit my teddy bear in front of me and I ask him questions. And obviously he doesn't answer. I would be really freaked out if that ever happened. But he's a sounding board. So I ask the questions, I direct them straight at my teddy bear. I write the answers down, and it's just a focal point. But the development can take place however you want it to, but just make sure that your development falls in line with all of the analysis that you've done and the design that you've decided on. Once you've developed it, and you've gone through your launch process as well, which is a completely separate video, you then go on to implementation. And the implementation is following your launch process. Your course is now out there, or your program is out there. Have a think about how you're going to implement this, because this is your final deliverable. And your deliverable is going to be the difference, again, between a mediocre product and a great product. So, how are you putting this out there? Again, is it just a workbook and an MP3, for example? If so, how is that going to be delivered? Where are you going to place them? How are your clients going to access them? Is there going to be any group involvement? So are you going to have group calls? And if so, again, how are you going to do those? Are you going to put them together on instant teleseminar, for example, or use GoToWebinar? Are you just going to have interactive Skype calls, so group Skype calls? Are you going to have a Facebook group or a G Plus group, Google Plus group? Have a think about those things. Have a think about how you're going to implement this. How is this actually going to be delivered? And then finally, the most important step here is evaluating what you've done. Now, when we evaluate our courses, this can be quite difficult, because what we need is a completely dispassionate evaluation. And by dispassionate, I mean that we have to take a step back and look at simply what feedback we can get from this course. Feedback can be quite hard to accept gracefully when it's less than gracefully delivered. And we often receive feedback in the form of the feedback sandwich, or the feedback crap sandwich, actually. You know, the thing I mean, which is, this bit was great, didn't think much of this bit, but the other part was okay. And the only thing that you can concentrate on there is the crap bit in the middle of the sandwich. So it can be really difficult to take that step back and evaluate without any emotion coming into it, especially when you have absolutely put your heart and soul into this product. However, if you want to run it again, you need to listen to the feedback and you need to evaluate what went right, also what you could improve on. Now, when you are looking at evaluate using the really great feedback model, which is, this was amazing, this was really good, what I'd really like to see more of. So the what I'd like to see more of part of this feedback model kind of highlights deficiencies in a way, but what it means is if there was something that you've missed out, then you get to include it next time. Be careful when you're looking at feedback as well, because you can't design by committee. So when people are saying, I would like to have this, this and this, if there's a general consensus and it's something clear that could have been included and wasn't, then that's great. If you're looking at 20 different responses all saying different things, that's what I mean by you can't design by committee. So do your evaluation with a brave outlook and with your common sense head firmly switched on. Keep the emotion out of it. I know it's very hard to do that, but it's an absolute must so that the next running of your program gets better and better and better. And that's it. That's the ADDIE model. So it's analyse your potential program, design it, develop it, implement it, run it, and then finally evaluate it. And that's it. If you've got any questions about this, feel free to email me. It's mojo@sugarboxcoaching.com. The ADDIE methodology has its roots in training and development, but it really does apply to every product we ever put together, just to increase your chances of success, make it more of a pleasure to put together as well, because you won't be feeling lost, and to make sure it's the most successful product that you can possibly create at that time. Okay, that's it for now. Go and have a look at the website. It's mycoachclass.co.uk. Yes, the email address is very different because this is the overall name for my coaching business. But at Coach Class, it's all for coaches, about coaching and about creating products. So come and visit me. Speak to you again soon. Bye.